Hey guys and welcome! Today, as you've seen by the title of the video, we're gonna be taking a look at another piece of news about Battlefield 5's live service. If you watched yesterday's video, we've talked about the new content being implemented as the part of the live service, and more precisely about the weapons, or as DICE called it, gameplay items, being time exclusive. Today, I want to focus on the live service as a whole. Does DICE have already specified their plans for it? How long will it last? What will it offer? And how it will work? Well, let's find out. Same as yesterday, I'm gonna be using the Reddit MAA, where the Ryan McArthur, the core gameplay and engagement producer for Battlefield 5, answered a couple of the community's questions. So, let's get to it. Same as yesterday, we're gonna focus on one question from Shadox. Shadox, if you're watching this, thank you so much for giving me so many video topics. Anyway, as he's saying, at this point in time, are you able to give a rough timeline for the types of war program? That's basically how the live service is called. Expected lifespan, rough timeframes between focused time periods. If you guys don't know, basically, the live service for Battlefield 5 will be divided into certain parts where we will be receiving content in parts, and the whole thing, as I've mentioned, is called Tides of War. Now, the answer is, well, something we would expect before the game came out. Look at this. Our plan is to support the Tides of War for as long as players are engaged and enjoying the game. But I don't have a hard cap date. Now that's quite interesting. Of course, I knew that he will not specify the exact date when Battlefield 5 lifecycle will end, considering that it hasn't even started yet, but there is one but here, and I don't mean the part of the body. Basically, DICE or EA, they are not specifying how long Battlefield 5 live service will last. And this could be quite worrying, because we've seen how the live service worked out in the Battlefront 2. It didn't. Or it did, but it didn't really work that well. With Battlefield 5, we have two possible scenarios. First, the positive scenario. DICE keeps players engaged into playing the game, player numbers are healthy and they are making enough money from microtransactions to keep up the game alive and keep producing the new content, and we might not see the new Battlefield game for even 4 years maybe, especially considering that they are working on improving, or not even improving, but in the first place implementing esports into Battlefield, and naturally if they want a game that's esport based, it kind of needs some kind of a lifespan longer than a year. So if such scenario was to happen, it would be great for us players, because we only have to pay for the vanilla game, and all of the future DLCs or future content, as long as it's not cosmetics, will be free to everyone for years. Even for 4 years. Or even more maybe. But then again, there is always a possibility, and I'm not saying it will happen, I'm praying it won't, cause it's gonna kill off my channel completely and I'm gonna be doomed to start playing Fortnite, but what if DICE or EA doesn't actually manage to maintain numbers in the player base of Battlefield 5 and player base starts declining, same as with Battlefield 1, players are not interested in playing the game, purchasing microtransactions, and they don't have money to produce the future content. What happens then? This is the real question. Because here is the thing, EA or DICE, they are both businesses, and the rule number one in business is that you're not gonna go into doing something if you're gonna operate at loss. Obviously, you want to make money from something that you are doing. So, if you don't have enough money to produce something, you either cut resources and produce it in a lower quality, or you don't produce it at all to avoid the loss. Now, I'm not saying it will happen with Battlefield 5, but I'm worried that it could potentially happen if Battlefield 5 would not have enough players playing the game. Those of you guys who watch me for a longer time now know that I was actually a fan of Premium Pass in Battlefield games. And if you're not familiar with my approach to it, well, I really like the idea that I could pay once Granted, it was another $45 if I'm correct, but after I paid it, I knew that I will get new maps, new weapons and the certain amount of DLCs in the next couple of years. It was granted that it will happen, and with live service, well, you can't take anything for granted because you don't really know what will happen. We might get 10 DLCs for Battlefield 5, but we might as well get 3 DLCs if there is not enough players playing the game. We don't really know what will happen. Of course, for now I can't really do much and all I can do is speculate about it, but I really hope that we will end up with the positive scenario where we get tons of content for Battlefield 5 and all of the content produced for the game is high quality. Anyway guys, that would be it for this video. Before you click off, let me know down in the comments what do you think about the live service for Battlefield 5. Do you like the idea or maybe you don't like the idea? Let me know down in the comments, and as always, if you enjoyed, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and I see you on the battlefield.